Sorry. Hello everyone, this is Sonia with Stamping Around the Dining Room Table. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would be more than happy to be yours. You can go to my webpage at stamparoundthetable.stampinup.net, and there you can see the products that we offer. You can place an order. You could sign up to have a workshop, which is what we call our party, so you and your family and friends could get together and use some of our products. If you are interested in joining my team, you also can sign up there. My Facebook page is called Stamping Around the Dining Room Table, and I do have Facebook Lives on there on Tuesday mornings at 10:45 and Friday afternoons at 1:45. I would appreciate if you would stop in and check me out, and you can leave me a message there, any private messaging, have a comment here if you would like more information. Okay, so today I am going to be using the Seascape bundle from Stampin' Up. It is, oh my gosh, I moved my book. Here we go. Except I don't have the right things marked in here because I had a different book earlier, but I remember it's on page 12 in the annual catalog. If I can get to it. Come on. These pages don't want to turn. There it is, right here. For just the die set, it's $23. If you wanted to get the whole bundle, which includes dies, it's $46.75. You can take a little closer look at the dies back on page 160. This is a small picture right here. If you want just the dies, those are $29. So $29 for just the dies, $23 for just the stamp set. It's bundled together at $46.75, which saves you 10% over buying them individually. I'm also, go back here, I'm also going to be using our, if I can find them here, our Diorama dies. They are on page 163, and they're $29. They do not have a specific stamp set that they coordinate with, but they are a lot of fun. I just was playing with them, and so I'm going to be showing you something with it today. And I also happened to grab another stamp set that you can coordinate with this. It's called Friends Are Like Seashells. Okay, and obviously this is Seascape, this is Seashells. This also has a bundle, which I had shown you in the past, but Friends Are Like Seashells, you can take a look at that. The stamp set itself is $26. The dies by themselves are going to be, I think they're, let me just find it. Anyway, they have the dies that go with them. They also do have a coordinating embossing folder. My mind's going blank here. I think because I got a little frustrated because I was trying a couple things and it wasn't working. So enough of that. I'm just going to move along here. And if you go to to my Facebook page, Stamping Around the Dining Room Table, and look at yesterday, which was August 31st, 2021. Look at that. It's I'll put a link down below. Then you'll see how I introduced the set, and I'll show you right here. These are the cards I made. Okay, this one I copied from what was in our book. Okay, and then so those are what I made yesterday. And if you go to that, you can see how I made them. And then here's the dies. Okay. So the seahorse, this I thought it was coral. Some people think it's seagrass, so it is whatever you want to call it. And this fish, and you can see those in a little bit more detail there. All right. So today, because I'm going to use the Diorama dies, and I'll show you, there's 7 of them, and it cuts, this, you use this to cut out a hole and give you some dimension like this. Okay, now I do have some things in here that like those are these stickers. Those are retired. They were from our mini catalog earlier this year, and to coordinate with this, and I got them late, didn't get a chance to really use them, so I wanted to on here, and also to show you that you don't have to only use new stuff. You can use other things as well. The eye on this is from our iridescent pearls that from last year's fall mini catalog, and but I still had them, and I thought that would be perfect for his eye on this. And then I used these are still available, yes, I know what they're called, Opal Rounds. Okay, so you can see here I stamped on that background, and then I made layers. One layer here, another layer there. Those are both happen to be the same color. Okay, and then inside, here's inside, and another, I stamped the background there, and to kind of coordinate with that. Okay, so then I saw somebody had been doing when I did a shaker card, so I thought, let me try this, and I actually ended up, I was a little bit mixed up, and I put the window sheet behind this very first one, and really it should have been behind the second one. So I have an extra window sheet in here, made it a little thicker, and my edges are not meeting up exactly. So this one does fit into, I can get them both in our medium envelopes. This one's a little tighter fit. I need to like trim it here a little bit more. And so what I decided today, because I'm going to make it one today for you, using the diorama, I made them just a smidge smaller. These are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I did it down just a little bit smaller for this, so that you have a little extra room. And hopefully it'll fit in a little better in the cards. Oh, and also the shaker elements that I used are called Wheel of a Time Sequins. This is from last year. Went with our whale dies, and not dies, it was a punch and stamp set. Both of those are still active. These, however, are not, but I said, you know what? Again, sometimes you can't just throw everything away or give everything away. You've got to use what you have. And so from time to time I do use it. The hard part for you is that you cannot order these. The things that are discontinued you cannot order, but you can, but also it's just a good way to show you that you can use the things that you already have, and you don't have to buy new things if you still have old things. Of course, doesn't mean we don't want the new things, so that's part of it. We like to buy new things because we like the new things, right? So, alright, so what I did on here for the background is I started, this is white cardstock. Oh, great, that broke. But, there we go. And I'm using Balmy Blue and one of the blending brushes. Oh my gosh, my mind went blank. And you start out on the paper, on the scrap paper. And hopefully I'm not making too big of a mess of this, because sometimes with my fingers I get stuff all over get the ink all over my fingers. But hopefully, so I didn't want it stark white, but I didn't want to just do it on that light blue that's a little darker than I wanted for this. But you could, if you like that and you want to do it on that color, there's no reason that you couldn't do it on the Balmy Blue paper. Okay, I'm going to put this aside now. So then you want the seabed, and let me just show you here. I didn't really take a moment to show you. In this stamp set you have this sea plant, the sea grass. You've got a bigger fish, some smaller fish. You've got some bubbles. This is like sand for the ground. And the sentiments are, just thought you should know how wonderful you are. I'm here for you always, and thank you. Okay, so those are all on blocks. So I'm using Sahara Sand, and then I'm just stamping along here, along the bottom. And if you want, you can just do it like that. You could also kind of do a second row, and you could, you know, they don't have to be straight. They can be, of course, under the sea with the pressure and everything, it probably is flatter, but you don't have to necessarily make it flat if you don't want to. Okay, now, then, also with the Sahara Sand, I'm going to stamp this. And this I'm going to put over this way, I think. Okay. And then close this up and get out the Pear Pizzazz. So that was Sahara Sand. Now this is Pear Pizzazz. I'm going to put some seagrass right here. Okay. And if you wanted, you could even put a little bit more over here next to that plant. Okay. So I had the my scrap paper under it so I can stamp off. And I am going to use, this is one of the, I cut this out using the die, this fancy little, so you could just have him here like that. If you wanted, you could have some other little fish like in the background. I think today, I think I may just do just him. So how I'm going to attach him is, you can just see the scales here. When that cuts out, it makes little, it doesn't, it just, you have to kind of pull it up. I use this kind of from the back to push them forward a little bit like that. Okay, just to give it a little more interest, a little more dimension, just like this. And then from the front, you can even with your finger, just your thumb, just kind of rub it to bring it, kind of to accentuate that. And I'm going to put this guy on using just a couple of dimensionals. So that's another reason I want to make sure I kind of push these up so that they're not too flat when I put this on the back. Okay, and this other one I'm going to put up near his, actually, you know what, it's going to cover his eye, but I'm going to put something over it. I'm going to put maybe one of those dark iridescent pearls on him, so it won't matter. So here, how do I want him? Kind of like that. Okay. And now, okay. And let me, now these, they have some green, there's some purples, they have some reds. I think I'm going to put, I think I might try this one. How do I like that one? Oh yeah, I think I like that eye color for this one. Or do I like this one better? Because it's got a little bit, I always change my mind on things, don't I? Okay, there. Or I might like that one better just because it's got a little yellow in it, and since his body's kind of that orangey yellow, I think I'm going to do that one. Okay, so there's that. Now this, so what I did was I have a card base, and it's opens this way, it's going to be this way, so that a lot of times we may open these like this, okay? This is the same, cut this, it's the same dimensions, but, well, this is, I did cut this just a smidge smaller, as I mentioned to you. So I'm going to have some layers, and so it's basically like this, but it opens this way, like that, okay? So you ordinarily, this is going to be 5.5, well, actually it's 11. You take your, you cut your 8.5 by 11, you cut it in half at 4 1/4, and then you score it at 5.5. Okay, now I did that and I realized I wanted a little smaller, so this really is, make sure I'm telling you correctly, 5 1/4. Oh, it's just 1/8 smaller, so it's 5, and so 5.5 is 4/8, so it's 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, so as I said, I just wanted it a smidge smaller. Now this guy's going to fit on the front, and see there is a little bit of an edge around, but it'll be okay. So now I'm going to take our stamp and seal. All right, and put him on the front here. And obviously you want it to be centered the best you can. Okay, so then I want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Okay, yes, I'm going to make this be a shaker card. So if I want to do that, what I tried to get these ready beforehand. So I took some tear and tape. We do have some tear and tape. This happens to be another, isn't the one that we carry, but they all work the same. It's like a double-sided tape. They come on a roll. They have different widths. Okay, this happens to be the one I have at home. And then, so I put it on, and I didn't want, because I really have to get my head would just be in the way to be able to get them along the edge. So I decided, especially in this case, because this is this there's going to be another layer over it. Usually you put this on the back side. Today I'm putting it on the front side of this, so that I could kind of show you, if I can get this off now. There. So in this case, I'm going to do this. Nope, on the front of my first cut, that I already cut it, the center out of it, the diorama cut out of it. Okay. Ordinarily that would go on the back, but I wanted that there so I could also put the double-sided, tape here, which I forgot what it's called. Suddenly my mind is going blank. What's going on with my computer? Oh my gosh. I think my computer is acting up here. Okay, there it is. The phone's still working though, so that's what matters the most, I guess, because that's where I'm taping. And just bring it up so I can tell you that it's in the back, page 167. So there's our tear and tape. See, it looks a lot like this. Okay, they're the same, even if they're made by different companies. It's all the same. And this is called foam adhesive strips. Okay, so this is $8. You get, let's see, it says you get 10 yards of it. This, the tear and tape, is $7, and you get 27 yards. Okay, so whoop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump some of these. Not dump, but grab these, and hopefully, a lot of times you do it on this and then put that over the top. I'm gonna doing it a little bit backwards here, but this also, I'm gonna take the release tape off here, and this I found it was just a little bit less than two of those two of the strips. So I started in kind of in the middle on the sides. Okay, now see if I can do this. Get my head, not have my head in your way, but so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Yeah, see, I did it. Usually you do it that way first. I realized now I did it backwards, and it was like, oh my gosh, Sonia, get it together here. Okay, whatever didn't go in there's just there. So there's that, the shaker part. Okay, these over here, and then you could just leave it like that, but I wanted a second. So, and that one's a little bit, I'm going to need to trim this down just a smidge, I guess. Let me see. It seems, I thought I had them all the same size, but that's a little bit bigger. So that should be this size. See if I can. Just take an 1/8 off each side for an 1/8. And hopefully that's going to work. Okay, I may have gotten, the one looked thicker. I don't know what I did. Anyway, so then this, yeah, good. Yay! It's maybe a little narrower, but okay. Now you could, if you wanted, they could be these, like kind of almost shadow each other. I got that backwards, that's why. You can almost shadow each other like this. Or, and I kind of like this so that they look a little different. And then, to adhere that, so you can see if you wanted, you could just do one, and then this would go on the inside. You'd put that on, and then you'd put the strips on. But because I figured I could do it this way because I'm putting this other one over it. So, except that I'm showing you the secret. Otherwise, you know, somebody sees it and they didn't see me making the card, they would never know. Okay, you just kind of put there because you want it to hold it up there pretty well. And then take off the release paper here. And hopefully this is all showing correctly because my computer is, so hopefully, yeah, looks like everything's okay. And with my phone, everything's okay. My computer's having an issue right now, but if my phone is alright, that's all that matters because that's recording. See, hopefully you can see this. Always something. Things never go quite smoothly. Okay, there. Make sure I get them all off. Oh, so that's the same. So I wanted this way. So try and get this on here without. Okay. Trying to make sure. Make sure I get this. Wow, this is not cooperating with me. Why? You know, you start taping and things that went well earlier when you were not taping suddenly are not going so well. So I'm going to fold this, kind of hold it up like that because it is giving me a little bit of a hard time here. So this is not exactly how I would have wanted it, but hey. It is what it is. What is going on? Honestly, earlier this did not give me this trouble at all. It just, there. Well, that's the best I'm going to get it. So I maybe will have to trim that a little bit too. But there. Alright. I didn't even think I could have. if you want, you could use your the thing you use for, make sure this is really tight here, for heat embossing. Oh look, aha, could use the thing for heat embossing to the anti-static stuff to kind of wipe it across. Where's this? There. Right. Now I think that's it. I don't think I'm going to have any more come out. Yeah, no, I got it. Okay. Okay. Yay, I actually got it on there right. It wasn't upside down. Because that does happen sometimes. Alright. And then I wanted to show you on the other ones that I did put, you know, I did another, excuse me, similar to what I did there. Excuse me. But if you wanted, you could use these pieces that you cut out, and you could, I mean, you could layer them on like something like this if you want, or you could have them not match up exactly like that, and you, because that's light enough, you could put your greeting on the inside. This one, I wanted this to be a thank you note, so I'm just, a lot of times I do put thank you on the outside, but this time I'm going to put it on the inside. So I'm going to put this like that, and then before I glue that down, I'm going to say thank you. And you do have this back. You can write more. You can put a piece of white on if you didn't want to write on that darker color. And I'm just going to use the Misty Moonlight for this. Let me see here. Wait a minute. Because I want, if I have that a little crooked, a little bit off, yeah, so I want the thank you to look more like there. Well, add a little extra. Like that, maybe. Anyway, something like that. If you want, and actually I just realized I could even have some of the fish swimming, but I'm just going to leave it right now because I kind of messed that up a little as it is. Alright, so there, oh my gosh, there we go. Alright, so I just decided I was going to do that one with you today, and just, I wanted everything together so that I wouldn't take as long as I sometimes do. I really want to try to keep this to as close to half an hour as possible, because everyone's time is valuable, and I don't want, you know, people to have to put aside a long period of time to see my videos. So if you wanted, you could add something on the outside. Like I just, both of these, I did it on a little piece of the paper that I colored, and then I, with the blending brush, and then I, you know, stamped it on there. Just stuck it under there in both of them. Okay, on this one, if I was going to do it, I'd probably stick one down here, but, you know, so, like, if I wanted, I could even, you know, it says thank you on the inside, you could say for you on the outside, and that could go down here, but, oh, you know what I didn't do? Wait a minute, we need a little bit of bling on here, so what do I want? I use some of these blue adhesive backed, but I don't know how well they show up on there. I used, on here, I used these are the Artistry Blooms adhesive back sequins. These are the Opal Rounds. Let me just see here. I think I'm going to use, let me see, do I want these are our champagne. Oh, I think so. I think it's going to fill up the color of the, I think this kind of echoes the color of the, whoop, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Of the fish. And actually, I think I grabbed a little one. I think I'm going to do the bigger ones. Or maybe a medium-sized one. Let me see. Here's the medium-sized ones. 1, 2, whoop, 2. Come here. Don't run away. 3. Just like that. Okay. 3, or I could do 5. I'm going to just do the 3 for now, I think. All right, I will hit we'll have directions. I'm going to add the directions below, and along with a link to my Facebook Live from yesterday, so you can take a look at that if you would like. Okay, and I also will have my website also in that. And I just realized this is down too far. Sometimes I kind of forget that what I see and what you see are not always the same. I hope they are, but sometimes things happen. So, okay. I appreciate any constructive comments, and if any questions, I will get back to, do my best to answer them. And if you have not subscribed to my page, I would appreciate it if you would do so. All right, so until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.